So what's going on guys, Kids here and welcome back to a brand new video. For today I will show you the best Jayber build guide in the first Descendant. So for this build I will show you what weapons and modules you want to get. Then I will explain every single skill and show you the best stats and external components. And then lastly we will take a closer look at the gameplay, so you would be able to get the best results and highest damage possible and much more. And just before we start, let me introduce you guys to today's sponsor, Instant Gaming. They are a website that provides you with a brand new and simple way to buy games at amazing prices. You can get the best PC, Mac and console games with up to 70% off. Instant Gaming makes it very easy to save while purchasing games within a single site. Just choose the game you want to play. For example, I want to buy the new Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. So we just click on Add to Cart, then click Pay. Then we input our details, and then when the payment is complete, we will receive the game's activation key. And finally, we just simply go to the Steam and copy and paste the key in, and it's that simple. We just saved 9 euros and this was only 23% off. There are plenty of other offers that go even up to 70%. So what are you waiting for? Check out Instant Gaming by clicking my link in the description box, and let's get right back into the video. So then let's move over to the Jayber build. This is a fairly beginner-friendly character, thanks to his turrets which passively deal damage, and can do a lot of the fighting for you. The most important aspect to master when playing a Jayber is getting used to enhancing your turrets. The assault turrets deal more damage when enhanced, while medical turrets will also restore MP and taunt nearby enemies, taking pressure off Jayber and his teammates. To begin with, you will need to use the multi-purpose gun to enhance your turrets in combat. However, later on you can use Reactivate to pack up your summon turrets. This in turn will allow you to immediately summon the enhanced versions, as long as you summon them within 30 seconds of using the Reactivate. So now let's take a closer look at our skills. The first passive skill is called the Turret Sync, which makes that your ATK increases when Assault Turret and Medical Turret are both summoned. Then our first active skill is called the Assault Turret, which summons an Assault Turret to attack the enemy, and if enhanced, it will launch attacks into nearby area. Then the second one is the Medical Turret. This skill will summon a Medical Turret to heal allies and distract enemies. If enhanced, it will restore mana. Then the Multi-Purpose Gun will change your gun to a multi-purpose one, and if hit by it, the turrets will enter an enhanced state. And finally we have the Reactivate skill that recalls all summoned turrets and inflicts powerful damage to nearby enemies. After using Total Recall, you can enter the Overhaul state, which is when the turrets are summoned in their enhanced states. And now let's take a closer look at our build's modules. Your module capacity cost limits how many modules you can equip, and they can be upgraded as you level up your character. Different modules have different capacity cost, which generally depends on how powerful the module is. This is a balancing system to prevent players from only equipping the strongest modules and having a totally overpowered character. So for your leveling modules, get the increased HP, which significantly increases your max HP. Then the non-attribute specialist, that boosts the power of the non-attribute skills. Then the increased defensives, that significantly increases your defensives. Then the short sword, which changes your sub attack to a short sword, and this will improve your max module capacity. Then the skill cost optimize, which reduces your skill cooldowns and slightly reduces the skill cost. Then the nimble fingers, that reduces your skill cooldowns. And finally the non-attribute master, which significantly increases the skill power, with additional increase to a non-attribute power. And just before we move on to the max level build, let me quickly explain why are some skill modules empty, like for example here. So basically this slot modifies our skills, but the problem is that all the modified variants are worse for our Jayber build than the original. Therefore we leave the slot empty, because there's not a single modifier in that slot, which could help our specific build, so there's no need to waste our time. And after that is done, now we are ready for our max level module setup. So for the endgame build, I recommend to use the attacking compulsion, which replaces the healing turret with another assault turret, allowing you to have 2 assault turrets, which will deal considerably more DPS. If you want Jayber to be more support oriented and retain the healing and taunt ability, then you could leave this module out of your Jayber build. Then next up we have the increased HP, which significantly increases your max HP. Then the non-attribute specialist, that boosts the power of the non-attribute skills. Then the defensive accelerant, which improves your skill duration and defenses. Then increased defenses, that significantly increase your defenses. Then the non-attribute Sanctium, which gives a small amount of critical hit resistance and non-attribute skill power. Then the short sword, which changes your sub-attack to a short sword, and this will improve your max module capacity. Then the skill cost Optimize, which reduces your skill cooldowns and slightly reduces the skill cost. Then the Nimble Fingers, which reduces your skill cooldowns, and then the Shield Conversion, which increases your defenses, while decreasing your shield by a lesser amount. And finally, we get the Non-Attribute Master, which significantly increases the skill power, with an additional increase to the non-attribute power. So then finally, let's take a closer look at the best weapons and stats that we should use. And for our Jayber build, we want to get the Enduring Legacy, Nazir's Devotion, and the Afterglow Sword. Enduring Legacy is a powerful ultimate tier machine gun that puts a debuff on the enemies when you hit them, causing them to be weak to fire damage. If you don't have Enduring Legacy yet, then you can use a different machine gun weapon and it won't affect the build much. But this is a high DPS weapon with a quick fire rate. It suits Jayber build very well due to its great damage output, allowing you to add to the fire from your summoned turrets with your own rapid hail of bullets. And for the weapon mods, we want to get the Rapid Fire, Rifling Reinforcement, Action and Reaction, Concentrate Support Ammo, Marksman, Fire Enhancement, Concentration Priority, and Concentrated Fire. Then the Nazir's Devotion is a great secondary weapon. It works especially well if you are good at aiming and are confident at hitting enemy weak points. Hitting an enemy's weak point with this weapon reduces their defenses by 30% for 3 seconds, indirectly buffing the damage of all of your attacks. And lastly, another great secondary weapon that can help you to buff Jayber's damage if you hit the enemy's weak point is the Afterglow Sword. By hitting an enemy's weak point with the sniper rifle, you will inflict death propagation, improving the weak point damage by 5% per stack. You can also get extra critical rate when hitting commanders and colossi with this weapon. And then last but not the least, we need to quickly look into the best reactor stats. Your reactor is a very important item that can determine your skill damage and can also include extra modifiers that buff certain aspects of your build. The better your reactor is, the more damage your skills will deal to enemies. I recommend prioritizing a reactor with a high skill power and a sub-attack power. Secondary, look out for a reactor that buffs non-attributes and or dimension skills, as most of the Jayber's damage skills will fall into these categories. After that, look out for reactors with a boost to your skill critical hit damage, which will improve the amount of damage dealt when you land a critical hit. And finally, we have the external components. With your external components, you will be somewhat subject to RNG, at least until you've played the game for long enough to find basically every possible combination with a good stat roll. For this build, I recommend prioritizing components with max shield, max HP, HP recovery, and defenses. And that's about it. So with that said, I really do appreciate everyone for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or suggestions for the next video, then feel free to leave your comments in the comment section down below. And while you're doing that, please click like, subscribe, and enable that notification bell, so this way you could support the channel and not miss any more amazing content. With that said, you have an amazing day and I will see you in the next one. So take it easy, peace.